So I'm going to revise my Amazon review about The Book Thief, and I want to take into account your suggestions, especially about this introduction paragraph. I feel like it is a good place to start reworking, and I know that when we read it, and I'm going to reread this first sentence. In A Christmas Carol, when Jacob Marley, with chains rattling, knocks on Scrooge's door, there is something ominous about a dead person coming back to tell their story. This really was me trying to get some ideas out, but going out too fast. So I'm going to actually move some of this around. I'm going to cut this part here and maybe use this, maybe move it over here for right now, and change this maybe to be my hook. There's something ominous about a dead person coming back to tell. I'm going to change this to make sure my pronoun is matching there, to tell his story. And I like that maybe as a good working hook. There's something ominous about a dead person coming back to tell his story. In A Christmas Carol, and I want that comma there, I'm going to take out the when of this sentence and say, in A Christmas Carol, Jacob Marley, and then I'm going to figure out what I want to say next. I'm going to continue to add more images for the reader by showing them what's going on to help them remember A Christmas Carol if they've seen it or read it, and also show them what they might see if they read A Christmas Carol, because it's my external connection. So in A Christmas Carol, Jacob Marley walks up these stairs with chains rattling behind him. He walks up the stairs to Scrooge's apartment with chains rattling behind him. I think that might be a good place to stop, or it's going to get too wordy. And then he knocks on Scrooge's door, and maybe something like haunts him with his past, something like that. I might go back and rework that, but at least now I know I've put in that image there of walked up the stairs to Scrooge's apartment and the chains are rattling behind him. I wanted that to be part of the image, and then he's knocking on the door and haunts him with his past. I don't like that his and his is there, but I'm just gonna try and maybe mark that and then know that I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna go on to the next idea, though, even more daunting in the story is when Scrooge is visited by the ghost of Christmas future. This ghost is dressed in a black hooded robe. He has no face to reveal. I think this is a good place to continue to elaborate. So the ghost is dressed in a black hooded robe that envelops his entire body and face, maybe. And then I like too the image of, I still really like this image of the pointing of the skeletal finger. He points to scenes of Scrooge's future with his skeletal finger. He doesn't say a word. Imagine if this Grim Reaper character who carries the weight of death. Okay, this sentence really needs some reworking here. So I'm maybe just gonna, I like the idea of imagine, so I might just make this a short sentence here. Imagine, no, maybe add this here. I like the idea that he carries the weight of death in his appearance. So I'm going to cut that and move it over here. So his figure carries the weight of death simply in his appearance. And then what if we said, imagine if this Grim Reaper character could talk, and then I've already said imagine, so we need to, would it be a question here? What if he could tell you a story about a girl and her encounters with, well, himself? All right, so I feel like I've definitely fixed this paragraph. I want it to lead into the next part, where is the Grim Reaper character